And here goes back to my pet peeve.
Let's go.
Bring back managers. Everybody
Shit.
does not have to be a wrestler. You have a ton of them. You have a lot of wrestlers, and a lot of them cannot talk. Bring back managers.
I wish.
I think you know what's tough with managers?
Man.
You know, tough with managers is twofold. Is first the GOAT right now. And when I say the GOAT, I mean who I feel is the best talk in pro wrestling of all time, the best mind that I've seen in pro wrestling of all time, just for me, is Paul Lee, right?
Talk about it. As long as you ain't see somebody wrong. As long as you see somebody wrong.
It's really tough to follow Paul Lee,
Facts.
but also because of how wrestling is booked now, there's a twinge of realism. It's why we love what Kevin Owens, and shout out to Yo, has been doing. It's been so based in like reality and remembering what actually happened. So when you have like quote unquote a manager, if he isn't a gimmick, like I ain't gonna do that. But if he isn't like a gimmick, like if he's just there to be like assistance and guide, he actually has to bring value, right? So then you have to have those relationships need to make sense. I think the last relationship that like made sense as a wrestler and a manager in WWE that wasn't like Heyman and someone was Zelina Vega and Cien Almas, right?
Facts.
Like I think you just have to do it better.
Just write the story. Like that is not something that you can't write. Write the story, okay?
Write the shit.
If you can, and the thing is, yes, Paul Heyman is the GOAT. We know that. But Paul Heyman, you getting old, niece. It's time for you to like. That doesn't mean because Paul Heyman is so great, let's just not have managers. Like you have to give people time, just like you give wrestlers time to develop. There is a value in a manager and a mouthpiece. Managers can tell stories. You can have B-Fab slashing somebody's tires so they can't make it to the match. You can have, there are things that a manager can, you can have a manager making deals with Ava and the GM in the back and have sidestepping people. You can have a manager paying off another team to fix the match. There's a lot of things that you can do with managers that will make it interesting. And it would help a lot of this talent that's boring as hell get over better. Like, bring back managers.
Well, all right. I'm because we got to pivot. But I think
before you pivot, I'm trying to figure out how Paul Heyman is the niece. Why he ain't the auntie?
Oh, well, no, he is auntie. He is. That's great grand. No shade. That's really great grand.
That's shout out on.
Yeah, peace. Let me. Well, this is the thing, right? Because what y'all are saying right now is happening. Like the actual. Shout out Don Callis. Don Callis is doing the thing, but Don Callis hasn't worked himself into a main event of WrestleMania. Like what y'all are saying right now about we need to put managers on a certain level. They need to be looking at this Roman, Seth, CM Punk situation. Paul Heyman is the item that they're wrestling for right now.
The MacGuffin.
Motherfucking CM Punk was in the contract like, yo, where's the shit? Where's the shit at? And Paul Heyman said, hey, my brother, look, page 4, clause 5, whatever the shit was, you got your main event. You use some WrestleMania main and kissed him on his forehead. And since then, Punk fight everybody for Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman said, hey, let me know the favor. He said, bring your mans out. Bring your mans out. Let me know where your mans is at. And then he said, hey, look, I want you in my corner. And Roman looks and Roman has been looking so disgusted at Paul Heyman for months. The contract signing, the cage match, when CM Punk said that he was going to be his, they fought. CM Punk GTS Mimi's man Roman Reigns off of that shit. And then the thing was on Raw, Seth straight denim, no t-shirt. He got the curb stomp on CM Punk, faked a curb stomp on Paul Heyman, and what did he say after that? You owe me a favor now. Paul Heyman is the most important part of what I believe is supposed to be the main event of Saturday night. If WWE doesn't realize that managers are important and can be effective in storylines, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
It's right there. What else are they fighting for but Paul Heyman?
Yeah.
But for what? Why?
I don't know.
Wise man is very valuable.
What?
I mean,
No, Mimi, to that point, to Fam's point, your tribal chief, Mimi, describe the look on his face every time that Paul Heyman is buddy with CM Punk. He don't like that shit at all. It means something.
Trauma. It means he's got a lot of trust issues. Clearly, we've seen that for the past 5 years.
Facts.
We should say 11 years, right? It goes back to the Shield.
It goes back a while back.
And
because you got to remember, Punk and Heyman been friends for a minute. While all this has been going on,
Punk the first Paul Heyman guy.
Heyman guy. He's a Paul Heyman
first.
Actually, the history is the Samoans were the first Paul Heyman dudes.
Heyman was around
on the low, not on the.
So no. What I mean,
right? No. What
I was saying when I said he's the first Paul Heyman guy is like the phrase became a phrase when Punk said it during the pipe bomb.
It became a T-shirt
right
based off of that. But no, the Heyman history with the NOI family in particular, it goes back
deeper. And so, yes, he does have a grave amount of insecurities, and I think that's why I like this tribal chief character so much, is because it's riddled and it's just reeks of insecurity, unsure of yourself, narcissistic, all the things, right? And here's the one thing: all he wants is loyalty. That's it. And this is why I keep saying, and I know it'll never happen. Nope, never say never. I know it's not going to happen, especially what happened on Sunday. The only person that has never betrayed him was Dean Ambrose. And now he's in a federation with all these people that have betrayed him. His cousin betrayed him.
Not Jay.
No, he betrayed. This is the thing. Roman
this is the brand. We know this. I'm talking about.
He betrayed everybody.
I'm talking about him seeing it out in the open. To him, he has been betrayed by everybody. We know what it is. I know what it is. I don't tolerate it.
He's finally getting that get back, is what you're saying.
Not yet.
And he knows.
He needs to get the final, but.
The whole thing is every time he looks at, he thinks like, if this were to happen, Paul Heyman would be in the right. You let your family powerbomb me in New York.
He punched Paul Heyman.
They put that nigga through the table and nobody was around to help him.
No. What did Roman say this week? He said, nigga, I pulled him up out of nowhere. He was nothing without. He was talking stupid this week.
He was nothing. It's crazy.
Forgot that he done left. And then when he was ready to talk, then when niggas was not answering his phone, he was just like, huh? Why is nobody answering my phone number? Because you fucking disappeared.
That was all last summer. Yeah, that was all last summer on SmackDown.
Yo, Roman, that's the great part about, and I love this, that they took a break from the bloodline this year, because next year, Mania season, like Roman has so much. Shout out to Brother Zell in the chat. Roman Reigns has so much to answer for.
Gaslight King, yep.
And it may need to start.
He's a piece of shit.
It may need to start with Seth Rollins.
But I love him.
freaking.
No, it started with Seth. That's where it all started. That's where the corruption started
Seth
morphing
Rollins.
inside Seth Rollins. It started with Seth Rollins. I have a feeling it's going to end with Seth Rollins.
Mimi wants that to end with Seth Rollins. Mimi waiting for that match.
That is, I think, and Seth proved it this week with the promo that he gave.
Mhm.
The way he was with Paul in the ring, touching his face, just being real creepy. It brought
Creep
back.
nigga.
Yeah, I didn't like
So
that.
creepy.
Don't touch my face, nigga.
Right,
You
with
can-
hands in.
I'd rather have a nigga punch me in the face than like rub on my face. Like,
Seth
like,
is a
you
creepy
dirty
nigga.
We get in the wrestling ring. You wanna
Seth
get me
is the
personal.
funniest
Number
person on
one.
TV. Seth is having such a ball right now.
Oh my
Like
God.
the fact that CM Punk and Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns and Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman have a whole situation. Seth is right there. Like, wait, let me catch one of these
All
niggas
right.
slipping.
I like those glasses he had on too. That fit this week, not the jean outfit, but this one in particular.
On SmackDown, yeah.
This fit. I was here. Troy did this.
Shout out Troy.